Hi, everyone. Welcome to Math 24-124. Wanted to re-record this intro, not only so you could see my face and see that I'm a real person here helping you through this course, but also a couple of things changed about how I'm going to be posting the videos, and so I want to make sure that's clear. So welcome again. My name is Dr. Catherine Stevens. I have many, many years experience teaching, but this is my first time working with TMCC. So I apologize for some of the technical difficulties in getting started, but I really appreciate your patience. So here we are on the Canvas homepage. You'll see all of the announcements for the course right here at the top. So anything important that I want to make sure you understand is right in here. Here is a lot of the content I'm about to tell you is written out in this welcome document. My emails, my office hours by appointment, and any tips I have for succeeding in the course are written down here. We also have then our course syllabus, and this is what I'll jump into next. This has all of our course policies and the grade breakdown in it. So we'll go ahead and go there. And it starts off, we'll go ahead and let it load for a moment. Starts off by giving you a quick course description. So just to clarify, the 124 section is actually the course that you're in. That's the 3-credit course. That's what you'll actually receive a grade for, a letter grade. And that is what all of the homeworks, quizzes, and exams will count towards. The 24 section of the course is only 2 credits and it's pass-fail. And it is meant to help you prepare for Math 124 by maybe filling in those gaps in your understanding from previous years. So how that works for us is I'll be posting a video lecture of me doing the examples from the worksheet that I prepare for the 24 section. And then I'll post a video lecture of the Math 124 section for the content of the actual course. So all of the homework and quizzes and exams will be relevant towards the 124 material. But you'll see a lot of the Math 24 material appear in 124 throughout the class. So it's not directly tested, but it's a big part of what we are covering. So I hope that helps clarify. You will not be handing in any of the worksheets from 24. They're only for your own practice. So please watch the examples that I do and then go and try it yourself and review the solution worksheet as well to make sure that you got it correct. Again, that's for your own practice. You don't have to hand that in, okay? So there's some other information in here on your course outcomes and the required materials and our 2 course platforms. First one being Canvas here, super important. The other one is Pearson, and I'll walk through making sure you have a connection to Pearson. That's where all the homework and quizzes are. It's very important that that is set up correctly. And so for your grade in this class, primarily, your grade is going to be 70% exams. Now, the math department requires that not only is it 70% of your grade, but also that these exams are taken while proctored, which means you need to come in during exam week sometime in order to take the exam at the testing center here at TMCC. Okay, so please be aware of that. Please make preparations to make that possible. They have a lot of flexibility in the testing center, so I'm sure we could find a time that works for you. Reach out to me if you need help setting that up at all, okay? Now, your homework, you'll have 2 homework assignments each week. They will be in Pearson. I'm going to keep the questions to about 20 to 25 each week or each homework set, just to not bog you down in a ton of work, okay? Trying to keep it a little bit easier on you so that you have time to study the problems you really need to rather than just doing tons and tons of homework. The homework will have its own examples and video resources. Please use them at your disposal and get really comfortable with the course material. Now, for the quizzes, every Friday in this course, you'll have a quiz. It's going to be 5 questions, and it's really to check your understanding of the material, right? Basically, it's going to be 5 questions very similar to what you'd see on the exam in terms of the level and the timing. And so it gives you a quick check. Can I actually be tested on this material by the end of the week? And you get an idea if it's a yes or no. Lastly, we'll have about 5% of the grade for video participation. That'll be controlled through the module links, and I'll be able to see who clicks on which pages. It's not a huge deal if you watch none of the videos or all of the videos. doesn't change your grade a ton overall, but it could help push you over the line if I know that you're actually actively paying attention in this class, okay? So that's a little bit about that. Your pass-fail for Math 24 will be determined on if you got a C or better in 124, so you should be aware of that. I'll walk through where all of the videos will be posted on Canvas. For all of your homework, we do have a late work policy. You can continue to submit homework assignments for up to 10 days after the assignment is due. You'll just lose 10% each day. If you need an extension because life got busy or something really extenuating happened, you are welcome to reach out to me, okay? I am willing to be flexible to an extent. I don't want anyone taking advantage of that, but I understand what life is like and that sometimes you need a little extra time. So if you reach out to me before the deadline for the homework, I'm happy to give extensions. Just communicate, okay? Like I said, exams must be taken through the testing center. For AI tools policy, I am a full supporter of AI. I love AI and use it in my everyday work. So I encourage that you also work and use AI. Excuse the minor interruption. As I was saying, I'm a big supporter of AI tools. Things like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, they're all super, super helpful as learning tools, we'll say. So Gemini, Google's Gemini, actually gives a free student license to any students for a full year. So you have to sign up by January 31st, but it is truly one of the best tools for making podcasts and flashcards and tons of different learning assistants, essentially. So please feel free to use these. Now, I say that, but if you do not take the time to understand the course material, you will not be successful in this course, okay? If you cannot do the problems without AI assistance, you're not going to be able to get through the exams on your own, which is 70% of your grade, okay? So use the AI tools to help you learn. Do not use them in order to do your homework for you, or you simply will not be successful, okay? So that's my spiel about AI. And if you have questions on how to use it, please reach out to me. So some important dates are written out here as well. Really, how do you succeed in this course? Well, watch the videos, do the homework, ask questions, start early, and use all your available resources, okay? Pretty simple. Last thing I'll ask is that we pay attention to some etiquette for this course and that we have good course etiquette. So please be respectful in all your communications. And when writing emails, please do them with proper greetings. So with a "Hi, Dr. Stevens" at the start and a "Sincerely, your name" at the end, right? I want to have you guys practice writing very professionally throughout this, okay? So then there's some other statements and options for getting help here at the end. That is your course syllabus, though. It has all of the policies written out. You have questions, check there first, but always reach out to me, okay? Now, if I go back home, you'll see I have the course calendar written out in this document. Oh, how strange. It didn't do that last time. Let me go back. I'll make sure that's fixed by the time I post this video. Again, that didn't happen just a minute ago, but it is essentially just a course calendar that shows the calendar view of the lectures, homeworks, and quizzes, okay? Pretty self-explanatory. Now, for the homeworks and quizzes, you need to go through Access Pearson on this link right here, okay? And if I click Access Pearson, you'll get this page. And I'll hit Open Pearson, and it'll bring you to a page that lets you click on My Math Lab, or My Lab, I think, in Mastering, something like that. And that is where you'll be able to see your homework assignments, okay? Now, if you have not yet gotten your Pearson access code, what you need to do, the best thing I've heard to do, is to go to My TMCC, go to the bookstore, or the course page, essentially, to see what books are required for this course. And that will actually give you a way to purchase the access code for Pearson. in a way that is the most seamless I've heard people have. Okay. So on my TMCC, look at the course and the required books, purchase the access through there if you haven't yet. You'll get an access code emailed to you and you'll be able to enter it once you click through this link. If you have issues with that, please let me know. First homework is due tomorrow night at this point, so I need to make sure that everyone's set there. Reach out to me if you're not. Back to the homepage. I have links for different calculators here that you might be interested in. Desmos here is a really great graphing calculator and regular calculator. And then we have some other resources and policies down here. Okay. Now, for the video lectures, I was having them in my Google Drive. I found it easier to upload them there than directly here on Canvas. But just to make sure your experience is better and to make sure it's organized better, we have switched to, I'm actually going to use YouTube to host the videos. Okay, so we'll see the worksheet video there and the first lecture video there on YouTube. It should be easier for you guys to view. And I also listed the topics for each of the videos right at the start. So when you're reviewing, it should give you an easy way to check, okay, what is actually here in this video. Let me know if you have questions throughout the lectures. I'm always here to answer them. Then you'll see the lecture slides and the annotated versions of the slides in case you just want to go back and see what the written work was. And then we have the same deal for the worksheets. Now, your first assignment I'd like you to do sometime this week is to actually go on here and introduce yourself. So under assignments, you'll see this first, please introduce yourself discussion board. And I'd like you to just go on, tell me your name, your major, a fun fact. And that way we get to know each other and the community that we're doing this course with, okay? And then you have all of your assignments written out in this list. All right, I think that was pretty much everything. I will just take note. I'll just finish by saying, please reach out. You know, if you have any questions, I'm here. I cannot stress that enough. Just email me. I'm on my email all the time. Make sure that you have access to the homework and let me know how it goes. All right.